Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Fresh and Fit. You may or may not have heard about this podcast, but it's been the subject of many memes and even recently was trending on Twitter after their back and forward with Brittany Renner, who we've actually covered here on the channel multiple times as well. They also have been known for their own little YouTube drama in which they were basically copyright striking a bunch of people who were talking about their channel, using clips of their content in fair use, basically suppressing people criticizing them, and it even actually built up to a point where YouTube threatened them that if they continued abusing the copyright system that their channel would be terminated. As you guys may or may not know, you're not allowed to abuse copyright for your own personal gain, which this is one of the first instances in which I've seen YouTube actually directly go after people who are abusing the copyright system, which is a big problem here on the platform. So they've basically been controversial for a minute, and I've kind of refrained from talking about these guys even through the Brittany Renner situation and all these other issues that have kind of popped up because I didn't really know the full context, right? I've never watched this podcast, right? I don't know these people very well. The only way that I really even know who these people are is through them getting clowned online for doing something stupid. So if you don't know what Fresh and Fit is, basically it's a podcast for alpha males, for chads, or at least chads in training, as I like to call them. They basically, their audience are people who might have like self-confidence issues, you know, they don't know exactly how to get themselves in good shape, they don't know how to talk to women, they have relationship problems. Just generally, they need something or someone to kind of coach them through things and talk them through things so that they can live a more productive and better life. You can take that as you will, you know what I mean? So that's basically what they do on this podcast. They give relationship advice, they teach you how to be a giga chad, how to pull as many bitches as you can, how to, you know, instantly unlock the shadow realm of women's minds. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think that their content is something that you're really gonna pick very much up from, right? You're not gonna pick very many new things up from this that's actually gonna work. They've been ridiculed for a lot of the things that they've said on their podcast, but what really bothers me about these people and about their podcast is their constant abuse of copyright, and only for the sake of doing so that they can shut down criticism and debate about their content and them as people. Unfortunately, this is a very long-going trend now. In fact, even like a month or two ago, that's when YouTube actually ended up threatening them and said that something would be done if they continued doing this. But it appears that the folks over at Fresh and Fit have continued. They have decided that they will keep on going with this. They will continue to falsely strike people for using their content in fair use. Now, a lot of people seem to not understand what fair use is. Essentially, it's a rule in copyright law that allows you to use certain amounts of copyrighted material for different uses. One of these, and the one that, you know, they're actually kind of abusing the copyright system over, is criticism, right? So here on YouTube, I have the right under fair use to take someone else's video, or at least not, you know, the entirety of it maybe, but to take a portion of that video and then add something new to it, add my own commentary, add my own reaction, you know, respond to the points that they're making in the video. This is legally precedented, established fact, okay? There is no debate about fair use. It is a thing. There have been court cases over it. In fact, Ethan from H3H3, if you don't remember, actually ended up putting a pretty big landmark case up about this with it was like Matt Hoss or somebody? I can't remember exactly who it was, but essentially ignoring fair use is something that people do online a lot, and one of the major reasons is to avoid criticism of content that is using theirs to react. So for instance, YouTubers would take clips from Fresh and Fit and they'd react to it and respond. And obviously, when they make you look like a fucking idiot, it kind of upsets these guys, right? They don't like that. So what do? Do they respond? Do they clear the air and fix their fucking issue? No, absolutely not. You know how giga chads work, bro. You know, you can pull all the bitches in the world, but when people criticize you on YouTube, that's where you're stepping over the line, man. Alpha males, they don't handle that shit, bro. They let the YouTube copyright system talk for them. So to be fully transparent, the reason that I even am aware of this situation enough to actually be talking about it is due to a smaller commentator by the name of Lyrics. He has about 45,000 subscribers, and he recently made a video in which he was talking about a viral incident that happened with the Fresh and Fit podcast. Now, I mentioned earlier in this video that they recently were trending because of a little back and forth with Brittany Renner on their show. DJ Academics tweeted out a clip of Fresh and Fit basically being incinerated by Brittany Renner, right? They had a conversation with her. If you guys don't know who Brittany Renner is, she's known as like one of the biggest gold diggers in the world. Everyone clowns on her for a multitude of different things, right? I've even covered here on the channel a few different times myself, but they kind of just went into this conversation completely blind, and she blindsided them with reality. She had a pretty simple discourse with them about the entire thing, and to be fair, the clip was a little bit out of context. context, you know, it made it look like she really gotcha more than she really did, but Brittany Renner no doubt held her own, and this is coming from somebody who has harshly critiqued her in the past. She did a very good job of holding her own. They just simply were not ready for her to actually respond the way they did. They basically dismissed all of the points that she had as her being emotional because she wasn't talking in a fucking mundane Optimus voice, I don't know. They just kind of weirdly wrote off most of the things that she said, and that's kind of just how everything went with that, right? So, Lyrics, he made a video kind of talking about this whole thing, and of course, he used clips of the dialogue and everything, because that's what you do when you're responding to something here. So he posted a video called Fresh and Fit is Striking My Channel, in which he basically explains that Fresh and Fit struck his video, and it wasn't even just like a regular copyright where, you know, the ad revenue or whatever might go to the copyright owner and whatnot, but it was a flat-out copyright strike, meaning that if he were to acquire 2 more of these, within a set period of time, YouTube might delete Lyrics' channel, right? This is a very serious violation on YouTube. If you get a legitimate copyright strike, this affects a multitude of things on YouTube, and in the reality of everything here, if you understand how most YouTubers work, I don't really know exactly Lyrics' situation, but a lot of us, we make ad revenue, and that's our living. Okay, we do YouTube for a job. For instance, I make a pretty good amount of money from YouTube. I would consider it my job, obviously, and when you copyright strike someone's channel, you put all these consequences against them, you basically put their channel in danger, you might be literally threatening someone's livelihood, and all because you were being criticized with a few clips of your fucking video. Keep in mind, people responding to you negatively is something that just happens on the internet. If you're going to be a large creator, or I should say a large podcast in this instance, like Fresh and Fit is, with 500,000 YouTube subscribers, you have to be ready to take criticism. You have to be ready for the fact that people are not going to like you, they're going to make videos, they're going to talk shit about you, they're going to criticize what you have to say. That's simply part of the job, and if you're not ready for that, you're simply not ready to be a YouTuber, or a podcast host, or realistically, any sort of influencer or figure on the internet. So the fact that this 500,000 YouTube channel is now using basically legal requests to try and attack, 45,000 subscriber commentary YouTubers, that's when I kind of have a fucking problem, okay? Now that I understand the full context of this. So, obviously, I have 1.2 million subscribers. I'm not the same as, some fucking small channel. And I'm not saying that to stroke my own ego, beat my own cock off here, but I don't think these guys are necessarily going to react the same to a 1.2 million subscriber YouTuber using clips of their fucking video as a 45k sub YouTuber would. It's a lot harder to suppress what I have to say. And conveniently, I won't be using any clips of this video because I really don't even want to test these fucking idiots, right? I don't want to test these losers and their ability to abuse the law to silence people criticizing them, okay? So I just want to go and kind of understand the mental gymnastics that these fucking guys do to really justify the bullshit that they pull. I'm gonna link Lyrics' video in the pinned comment of this, okay? I heavily encourage you to watch it because it really kind of explains everything. It has clips that I'm gonna be referencing. I don't really feel like having to deal with a fucking potential copyright strike from some idiots on the internet who are basically fake giga chads, but there's basically a clip of them where they say, right, that we're not gonna respond to the people who shit talk us online, right? We're gonna hit back, but we're gonna hit back legally. We're gonna have the legal folks do something, aka they admit that they abused the copyright system on YouTube in order to silence criticism. They immediately write off everybody making videos and talking about anything that they've said or uploaded to their channel as just shitting on them, as just hating on them. I will be fair, most of it is. A lot of people do have a lot to say about them. It kind of comes with the territory when you are literally giving people literally garbage relationship advice, acting like fucking alpha males, giga chads, being, those cringe guys online that, pretend that they just slay so much pussy. These guys have the keys, man. They got the 100 tips that are gonna get you more bitches, man. You can literally buy multiple $100 courses from them in which they give you fitness advice, DMs advice, so that you can DM chicks. And these are literally ranging from like $400 to $700, okay? So that's what these guys are fucking doing. Obviously, people are gonna criticize them. The advice that they give is laughable at best most of the time. They make fools out of themselves whenever their thoughts are actually critiqued by anyone who has more than like 4 fucking brain cells and they can't dictate the conversation. And when they can't dictate the conversation, they do shit like this. They try to force their way into it by faking copyright, by abusing the copyright system on YouTube, which is already easy enough to exploit, right? So Funny enough, once again, YouTube has actually told them that if they continue doing this type of shit, that their channel's gonna get terminated. Obviously, you're not allowed to use false copyright strikes to abuse other people's channels, and yet they continue to do this. I don't know why. I don't know if they give a shit that their career is basically at risk, that they're gonna have to restart their whole podcast if they keep being fucking losers like this. But apparently they just don't care, man. Apparently it doesn't matter, right? It's worth it to copyright strike a guy whose channel has 40,000 subscribers. Now, not to diss on Lyrics, right? I don't want to be mean, but Lyrics' videos get like a couple thousand views at most, okay? It's not because his content shit. In fact, I actually like his videos and whatnot, but he has a smaller YouTube channel. He has a smaller reach, okay? It's not like this guy's gonna drop a video on Fresh and Fit, next thing you know, they're canceled tomorrow. He's not getting 5 million views first day, okay? Obviously, what he has to say shouldn't even fucking matter to these guys, okay? It's gonna get a couple thousand views on YouTube, and maybe a couple people come to Twitter and goof on them or something like that, but it really isn't that deep. It's a fucking YouTube video, and it really is the same for anyone else making content on these guys, but I can't believe that the guys who literally their entire marketable strategy of content is how to be a better man, how to be more mentally tough, how to be this fucking Giga Chad, how to make women make them want to approach you more, how to make women fucking drop their panties for you. This is how you be the alpha male, step-by-step guide, get yourself in shape, be this fucking cool guy. But yeah, when people on the internet making commentary videos about you say something mean, you immediately turn from, oh yeah, I'm Giga Chad, I'm a big tough guy, to, Susan? Please take their video down for copyright. So what that tells me is these guys don't actually believe the shit that they're saying, because if they believed the shit that they were saying and selling, YouTube videos would not affect them mentally, right? If you're such a Giga Chad, you know, you're out here doing all this cool shit, you're being a fucking pimp, you're pulling bitches, you can unlock anything with a fucking DM or whatever, you wouldn't need to resort to petty shit like this. And it's kind of convenient that these Giga Chads, every time that they're called out by somebody, resort to this kind of method, right? People who are really mentally stable and like really fucking solid, and you know, you can't affect them with what you say, they're known for using copyright features to abuse YouTube's broken system. So not only have they continued their egregious copyright abuse, trying to silence creators, even ones who are smaller than them, not only have they openly admitted that they're willing to use the copyright system and abuse it in order to silence any sort of critiques, not only have they basically shown everybody that they don't really stand on the shit that they sell and preach and give out on their podcast, these guys have shown that they're just not able to use fucking critical thinking. They're able to use critical thinking when they dictate the conversation. And these are the people who really look, you know, smart all the time. They look really intelligent when the other person that they're debating or the point that they're making can't respond. If these guys get you on their podcast and they can 2v1 you and they can fucking dominate the conversation, they look really intelligent, you know, because obviously the loudest one in the room is the smartest one all the time, right guys? But I just find it fucking hilarious that the moment that they can no longer dictate the conversation, not only can they get fucking smoked by Brittany Renner, who everyone on the internet but them has been able to figure out a point against her, okay, have been able to figure out how to win an argument against her, but they completely fucking fold and collapse against people that they've never even met, to the point that they try to take their livelihoods from them. It's not even about the cringy fucking content, the obvious bullshit scam courses that they sell, where, you know, you're gonna unlock women with a fucking DM for $400, right? It's not them stroking their own egos to an audience that obviously isn't confident in themselves and he basically looks to these guys for inspiration, you know, them selling fucking snake oil to them. It's really just a multitude of things, man, and it really should just be fucking embarrassing at the end of the day. I know these guys feel no shame about the things that they do. I know these guys don't care that they obviously look like fucking goobers on the internet, but I don't know if and when YouTube's ever gonna step in on this. I'm not sitting here calling for these guys to be canceled, but I mean, at the end of the day, they're breaking a very fucking serious rule, and they're actually abusing other people's channels. These are not the kind of people that I necessarily think should be big fucking stars on YouTube, you know, if you're actually trying to take other people's livelihoods away from them because they said something you don't like on the internet. So, I don't know, man, maybe I'm just not alpha male enough, you know, maybe I haven't bought enough $400 courses to talk to women in fucking text messages and shit. So, obviously these guys are not going to stop on their own. They won't even stop when YouTube literally fucking directly threatens to shut their channel down here. So, I think they think that this is the alpha move here. They love to refer to it as we're gonna take the legal route. Apparently they don't realize in the entire thing here that what they're doing is actually a violation of the law, and if they were to be sued, there's a pretty good chance that they would lose a fucking legal case about this. But I don't know, it's not like there's actual established legal precedent about this very situation on YouTube. I don't know, man. But with that being said, though, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @subTheOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, calling out fresh and fit, and signing out.